Here, Miss Bart. Here, buddy. That's my good boy. Let's get that on the face. No, 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 you can't chew on it. There we go. What a good boy. So you've decided you want a donkey. Well, today I'm going to take you through a few steps to show you what some of the care is for a little donkey. I've got two miniatures. This is Mr. Bartholomew, and up here's Miss Sadie Sadass, and we're going to go get her in a minute. She's not as easy to halter as Mr. Bart is, but we're going to do some face washes. We're going to do some brushing. We're going to wipe them down with a fly spray. We're going to clean their hooves. It's a day at the donkey spa. So for those of you that are considering donkeys, it's a full-time commitment. It's a lot of fun. They're loving animals. I've never had an animal that is so loving and so sweet, but they are a lot of care. Come on, move over, buddy. You have to maintain their hooves. You have to keep them clean. You gotta keep the flies off of them. You have to brush them out in the spring and a couple times a year at least to be able to get all the hair off of them and keep them nice looking. You got to be very careful about overfeeding. They love to eat and they get fat on air. So the care for them is really quite a bit of work, but they certainly are loving. Come here, Mr. Bartholomew. We're going to clean your face this morning, okay? We're going to clean some eyes. Yeah, we're going to clean your eyes. You like having your face clean, don't you? You do. You love it. You love having your face cleaned. You do. They get little boogies in their eyes just like little kids, and you got to get them out. So we clean their faces and we clean their eyes. We do this 2 or 3 times a week at least. If it looks as though they've got a lot of stuff in their eyes, I'll just do their eyes. But you know, I wipe in the summer. We'll wipe them down with fly spray 2 or 3 times a week, so the flies don't bother them. We really don't have much of a fly problem. We put together a no-fly zone program here a year or so ago. It's a 6-step program that seems to work pretty well for us and keep the flies down. We still do have flies, there's no question, but at least they're not massive. As long as you keep up with it, it's pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to clean the face, okay? Got to clean those boogers out. We got to make sure there's no boogers in those nose. No boogers. No boogers in there. No boogers in there. And clean those lips. We got to clean those lips. Get those lips good and clean. Okay, now they're kissable. Mwah. A good boy. So after I wash their faces, typically what I do is give them a quick brush down. I just brushed them the other day, so it shouldn't take very much. Just a couple minutes just to kind of brush out any dirt or any wood chips that they have in there. They love to sleep in their stable on wood chips. So we just brush them out real quick. You brush? Because you can see the hair come flying off there. All the dirt and all the little wood chips. I just use the dog slicker. It seems to work real well. You don't push real hard on the donkey, you just do it nice and lightly. But my little Bart is gaining weight on me. He loves to eat, and he's eating hay pretty heavily here. We don't put our donkeys on pasture. Pasture is really kind of bad for donkeys. As much as they love green grass, we have a dry paddock and we feed them hay, and they get a little supplement every day. We're not big on treats. We just kind of take care of them as best as we can, and they still gain weight. They still gain a little weight. But he's going on, he just turned 2 in April, and he's a very good boy. We've had him since he was 3 months old. We bought him and his mama at the same time, and he's a real good little boy, very well behaved. He loves his daddy, and he's so much fun to be around. Okay, just a quick little brush. No big deal today. We're not going to do a lot. Today's farrier day too, which is another thing that you have to do when you own donkeys. You've got to work together a program with a good farrier, and you got to make sure that the farrier comes on a routine basis. Our farrier comes every 4 weeks faithfully. He's a great farrier. He comes every 4 weeks, and because he comes so frequently, all he has to do is file the hooves. He doesn't even have to trim them. because he maintains them so well. When he comes, he just files them down to the right shape and gets them into perfect shape. And then I pick them a few times throughout the month and see if there's anything we need to do. But you also need to train your donkeys. You need to get them used to having their feet handled. It's a matter of training so that they give you the foot. No arguing over the feet. Anytime you ask for it, you just give it to me. Give me this foot. And you should be able to put it in any position you want. And that all comes down to training. You have to teach them how to get halter on. You have to teach them to lead. You have to do that because if anybody gets hurt or they need a vet, you need to be able to halter them. Here. You need to be able to get them on a trailer. You need to be able to get them to the vet in an emergency. We have a whole emergency plan here that we have for the donkeys, which I can share with you. If you'd like to reach out to me individually, I can talk to you a little bit about what we have for an emergency plan. Canvas tarps, pull cords, things that we could do if we have a donkey down, and how we can get them into the trailer if we needed to, even if they can't get up and walk. So right now what we're going to do is we're going to give him a quick wipe down with the fly spray, now that we've cleaned his face and all. The last little spider. Now the fly spray is fly spray, fly wipe. My donkeys can't stand sprays, so we just make it a wipe. We use a washcloth and we wipe it over their entire body, predominantly more so on their faces and their hooves. But the recipe is in the video, and actually I can share a copy of it up here. But they don't mind it. It smells really pretty, made with Avon Skin So Soft. And it works great for keeping away flies. Okay, let's do that face. Look at his face. Ready? Oh, you're gonna smell so pretty. You're gonna smell like a little French whore. Yes, you are. You're gonna smell like a little French whore. You will. You smell like a little French whore. You will. My little French whore donkey. We wipe their ears, wipe their faces first, obviously, because that's you want to keep those places good and clean. Yeah, all the way around on their faces. Yeah. And one thing about having a donkey, plan on being dirty all the time. You're constantly doing something. I'm either picking up poop, or I'm getting in hay, or raking the paddock, cleaning their stable. It's a full-time job. You know, it's definitely a commitment. We're not talking like 15 minutes a day to own a donkey. You're talking hours a day to own a donkey and really take care of them well. I mean, you know, the morning routine for us here is get up, pick up all the poopies, let them out, feed them hay, feed them the first round of hay, fresh water, clean their stable. After you pick up all the poopies, you double check their paddock and make sure the paddock's all clean of anything that you don't want them to have. I mean, they'll eat just about anything you can imagine. So we try to keep any leaves or any sticks or anything out of there as much as we can. We do let them browse a little bit on branches once in a while, just as a treat. You can't give a lot of cookies and treats to donkeys. They'll get fat really fast. So that's not something that we do. We just give them a lot of love and a lot of attention, and that's usually enough. I do give them some cookies while I'm giving this process because I want them to like the process. They've started to love it. They absolutely love the process of getting wiped with the fly spray. I think they've gotten to the point that they know that it helps. It seems to work pretty good, so it doesn't take very long. And we'll do Sadie after we do Bart. We always feature Bart in all the videos. Everybody loves Bart. Everybody loves Bartholomew, huh, honey? See, yeah, because I'm such a character. Mama was not as well trained as Bart was, so she's a little more difficult to handle sometimes. But she's very sweet. Give me his foot. Give it up. Give it up all the way. Up, 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 up. Okay, good boy. So I'm going to finish wiping them down. We'll get back to you in a minute when I pick their hoofs. Good boy. Can I have another kiss? I'm going to dad you a kiss. Thanks. Okay, Mr. Bart's all done with his brushing and his fly wipe down. I'm going to do Miss Sadie. I smell. Yeah, you're not as trusting as your son, huh? I know, you're not expecting, but you really do like this when it's all said and done. I know you do. You're just a little bit of a poop. You're just a little bit of a poop. Sadie was, first got pregnant, just a little under 3 years old, which was kind of young, to have Bart. But Bart was the only son she's ever had. So when we bought her, she'd only had Bart, and we bought them together. And she's a good girl, but she wasn't handled a real lot by the breeder. So it took some training for us to get her to the point where she was willing to be harnessed easily, and that she was willing to be handled easily and led. She still kind of pulls a little bit once in a while, don't you, sweetheart? Let's clean those boogies out. Boogies. Up, up, up. Don't argue with me. Oh, boogie, boogie, boogie. Boogie, boogie, boogie. Not a face. Okay, clean that face. Okay, let's clean that face. Show everybody those pretty teeth. Give me a kiss. Okay, we'll wipe you down with fly spray now. All right. Takes probably a good hour and a half to get, when I get all said and done. I'm only showing you bits and pieces of this, but to clean their faces and brush them down really good and pick their hooves, wash their hooves. It's probably a little over an hour, hour and a half process, I'm pretty sure. And they love it. They love the attention. Okay, give me this foot. Give me this one. Good girl. What a very good girl. You are. You're a very good girl. We'll keep those flies off those feet. We'll keep those flies off those legs, huh? By doing the fly wipes the way that we do, we don't have to, they don't have to have masks, which is something donkeys and horses have to have if you're not familiar with them, to keep the flies off. But by doing this, they don't have to wear leggings. They don't have to wear masks. The flies tend to stay off with just this stuff. And like I said, this lasts about maybe 2 days before I have to do it again, sometimes 3. And obviously if it rains, they have a tendency to stand out in the rain and get wet, and off comes the fly wipe. But it works good. I think they like it. And the Avon Skin So Soft, what's great about the Skin So Soft is that it smells good, and it's got a little bit of an oil base to it, so it gives them a nice sheen, and they're nice and shiny. Shiny donkeys. We got shiny little donkeys, huh? Okay, Miss Sadie's been all brushed down and wiped with the fly spray, face cleaned. Now we're gonna pick her hooves. So part of the hoof picking process is you're gonna have to get in there and get any of the poop or anything that's stuck inside the sole of their hoof. And again, it's all about the process. It's all about training them in order to be able to do it. One of the things that we learned is that you ask for the hoof, ask for their leg. You don't just grab it. The more you grab at a donkey, the more you push at a donkey, the less cooperation you're going to get. They're not stubborn. They're just very, very smart and extremely cautious about every move that they make. So you just got to be asked for it. Can I have this hoof? Can I have this? Can I have it? Good girl. And all I do is I just cradle it nice and lightly in my hand, and then you pick out everything. She got a lot of poopy in here today. Donkeys have a real habit of wanting to paw through their poop. They paw in it, they stand in it. They like to poop in the same spot just about all the time. So part of that process is that they'll go find the poop pile, and they'll step in it and do their business. So what you do is just pick out all the poop, and then you just brush out as much as you can. Again, you've got the basic sole, you've got the outer part of the hoof, you've got what's called the frog in the center, and you just want to make sure you get everything out of there. If there's any bits and pieces of the frog that shed, which periodically does, and that's this little fleshy part in the middle here, if that starts to shed at all, you can just pick it out. She's doing pretty good here. Just want to make sure she's good and clean. And pick out this back little cleft that's in the back of their hoof as well. She's in pretty good shape. She's got a little bit of the frog that's coming loose there, so I just trim it off a little bit with my little scissors. These are little clippers for plants, bonsai clippers for plants. Plants. So Don't trim a lot. I let the farrier do most of this work. And again, he comes once a month, and because he comes so frequently, all he has to do is just pretty much file the hoof down to keep it in shape. You giving me kisses back there? Thank you, sweetheart. You're not biting me in the butt, are you? Okay. So that's it. That's pretty much the process. Now I'm going to wash the hoof and show you what that looks like after I pick up the poopies. Now that's the other thing. You can't be afraid to get dirty if you own a donkey. You're going to be touching poop. You're going to be picking up poop. You're going to be handling poop. You're going to be cleaning them. They take a lot of care. They're not necessarily really clean animals. They have a tendency to get stinky and dirty, huh? But as you can see, they're real lovers. They're just nothing but big dogs. Now again, I've just got a big bucket of warm water with dog shampoo in there. And I just wipe their hoofs. Give me his foot back again. Give me his hip. Give me the hoof. And then I just clean their hoofs. This way, I try to do this especially whenever the farrier comes. You know, the farriers have tough jobs. They've got, you know, horses and donkeys that don't necessarily cooperate with them all the time. And, you know, they're traveling all over to do this. So, you know, just out of courtesy to my farrier, I try to make sure that, you know, the donkey's hooves are clean. What I do is when I know he's going to be coming here, I'll halter them and I'll tie them. And I'll try to make sure that they don't stomp in their poopies before he gets here. And again, I try to clean the hooves all out really good, just to make sure that, let me get more water in there. I try to clean their hooves out really good. Again, predominantly was I want him to be able to look at them. I want him to be able to see along the line of the sole and the outer part of the hoof and the frog, and be able to evaluate, you know, how the donkey's hoof is doing. Donkey's hooves are all about diet. The quality of their hoof is all about their diet. It's all about the paddock and the footing that they live on. What's great about our footing here with the sand is that it keeps their hooves nice and clean, makes them easy to pick, and they're never in sloppy, wet conditions that can ruin a donkey's hoof, make them soft and give them problems. So you can see she's got a beautiful little hoof there. She's a good girl, nice and clean, and hopefully she'll keep it clean for when the farrier gets here. And we'll connect back with you in a few minutes when the farrier gets here. If you'll let me, we'll take a little bit of video of him filing down with his file of the hoof and show you the process that he does. But as you can see, she's got a beautiful little hoof here. Let me see. Give me again. Give me one more time. Good girl. See? Nice and clean. Nice and clean hoof. Yeah, you're a good girl. We'll see you in a few. Looking good?
Yeah, it does. Easy.
Of course, they step in poopy after I clean their hooves and wash them all off and everything. First chance they get. But at least they're not totally full.
No.
Yeah, what's going on with this frog back there? He's got a great big hole in there, huh?
Shedding it a little bit.
Yeah. You were very good donkeys. You were very, very good. So that's it for today's video, folks. Donkeys are a lot of work. There's no question. I think that they're well worth it because they're loving animals. They're sweet. They love their daddy. And they're so much fun. And they have such personalities, unbelievable personalities they have. Each one's a little different. They're all very sweet. Yep. So if you want one, go get yourself one. But just do realize they are a lot of work. They are between the hay and picking up the poops and keeping their stables clean and changing their bedding. Oop. Expensive farriers a couple times a year for the vet to come out and give vaccinations. Everything that's involved. It's not a cheap endeavor, that's for sure. But they certainly give you a lot of love, don't they? Give me the kiss. And you too, give me another one. So that's it, folks. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel. Come back and visit us. And God bless you till the next time we see y'all. Come on back and see us. Okay, that's it. We're all done. Good donkeys. Oh, what was that? You choking on the cookie? No more cookies for you then.